If you deserve it, the universe will serve it, baby. What the fuck were we watching where we
Jersey
heard that?
Shore.
Was that Jersey Shore? Yo. Shout out to the
Mike-
situation.
Mike is the
Sad.
quote king.
What up, everybody? You are back in tune with another episode of In the Fields podcast. It's your host, Johnny, with my lovely wife, beautiful wife, soon to be, but is now my wife, Lisa.
You're
and
so funny.
Yeah, man, we're back. Yeah, well, it's just like the first 15 episodes were,
My
my soon-to-be wife, Lisa, and now it's just like so much shorter, Big hubby energy. No, but yeah, so it's just funny now that it's like much shorter, the intro, so like I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
It was cute. I liked it.
But yeah, man. Welcome back, guys. Shout out to all the feelers who are in tune. Shout out to all the new feelers who are here listening to the first time.
Love y'all.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, as my guy Tony Ortiz would say, wherever you guys are listening to me from. Yeah, man. We are at episode 20, dude.
This is 20.
Yeah, we're at episode 20. This is a cool milestone. So, before we get into it, I want to just give you guys a list of weird things my girl has said to me.
No, we're not doing
in 2025. And I told her I was going to break this out randomly at some point, and, we're at episode 20.
No way,
So
bro.
I feel like now is a good time. So here's a list of weird things my girl has said to me since 2025 has began. And I will update this list later, and I will probably give you guys an update some point later on down the road. So here we go. Let's just start from the beginning. It feels good to pick my nose. Just randomly.
Pretty sure that was a time when I had my nails taken off and there was a really bad booger stuck in my nose.
And then you finally got your nails done, and then you were able to just get up in there, itch the brain.
I can't stand you.
Give me that schmeat.
Jonathan.
Yeah, these are good. I only have 5 more left. It's a good 7-piece here. I got the best seat in the house because I get to see that dick bounce.
I don't even remember saying that. Why?
This one's just a random text. I'm pooping. With mad O's and mad N's. I hate having my period, just walking around smelling like old pennies.
Jonathan.
Crazy. You can't bend that thing over in front of me and expect me not to thrust a little.
I don't remember saying that either.
I can't. I'm not. It's actually unsafe to be bent over in front of my wife or walk upstairs. So, and this is the last one. Most recent. How hard would I have to squeeze your tool for it to hurt? I'm just using the words your tool because that's not what she said, but how hard would I have to squeeze it for it to hurt? Crazy question that I'd never thought I'd get asked, nor a test that I even want to, nor a theory that I want to test or apply any sort of real life testing for that. So, yeah, thank you guys for my random segment of, weird things my girl has said to me. Well, my wife has said to me since 2025 has began. Again, I will update you guys randomly later, so make sure you guys stay in tune. And yeah, man.
I have to watch what I say around you guys.
So now that we're through with that,
oh my god!
Again, welcome back, guys. This is a special episode because this is episode 20. Man, we've hit a new mile marker for us, I guess. And this episode, I think we are planning to really explore
overthinking,
overthinkers. I think we've all have been a victim of overthinking, overanalyzing, And
I'm pretty sure it looks differently for everybody.
yeah, for sure. It's definitely. I don't think everybody overthinks about the same things. You know what I mean? Because I think everybody has like their own fears, their own traumas.
Well, and that's what it stems from, right? Triggers, the anxieties you face,
A
your
lot of the
depression.
time, yeah, that's where the overthinking really. That's where the fuel for it comes from. You know what I mean? So, before we get into the episode, I would like to start today's episode. I mean, I know we already started today's episode, but like when we get to the real
Our
portion of it,
actual
yeah,
segment.
the actual segment that we were
Can't
planning for
stand
this.
you.
So we're going to start today's episode with question of the day. Like I said, guys, if you're following us on Facebook, Instagram, any of the social media platforms, we typically do post or give you guys a heads up of what the next episode is going to be about. So make sure you guys are submitting your questions in so that this way we can answer them on our platform. And yeah, eventually I want to, like I said, I was saying to you earlier off camera, I want to buy like another iPhone so that we could like go live on TikTok because I
Yeah.
think that would be cool. Like if people were able to tune in while we were filming and like if they had like really dope questions or something they were asking like and we see that
Yeah.
we're like, you know what I mean? I think it would be cool like that and having like the third guy off camera who like maybe he can pick those out too.
Little by little.
Little by little, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just excited, man. Episode 20, dude, we're here. But yeah, guys, we're gonna start off with question of the day. And question of the day is whenever I make a decision, big or small, I end up replaying all the possible outcomes in my head over and over again. It makes me second guess myself constantly. How do you know when to trust your decision and stop overthinking it?
I've done this so many times. That's probably the biggest category I've fallen into with overthinking. Is like for some reason I've always had to play out every scenario just to be prepared for every possible outcome. But it's exhausting. It's exhausting having to think about all these things instead of locking in and staying focused on like the main possible outcome. And I get that, it's good to be prepared for good and bad outcomes, but when you're so hyper fixated on it, you tend to only replay so many bad possible outcomes and tend to forget, well, what about the possible good ones? You know what I mean? I think one thing that I've learned is, giving yourself, like a 5-minute break. Like you give yourself 5 minutes to think about what you want to think about. And then at the end of that 5 minutes, you're just like, okay, I need to make a decision. Yeah. Like give yourself a limit. That's definitely helped me. But also like in my healing journey, I've just noticed throughout time, my brain is just quieter. Like I don't constantly have thoughts going on because I found myself in a more peaceful place. So I think it's just all in one of just focusing on your healing, prioritizing, just honing in and changing like your what ifs. Like that's one thing you taught me because I would be like, well, what if ... Mm-hmm. And then you'd be quick to be like, yeah, but what if it goes right? What if this happens? So I think challenging myself with more logical thinking has helped me also decrease the amount that I'm thinking negatively.
Yeah. Yeah, it's dope, man. And again, I think, we have to be able to, if you can conceptualize negative outcomes, you should also be able to conceptualize positive ones, right? Mm-hmm. If you put yourself in a boat where you're only pouring into the negative outcomes that could possibly occur, then you're, again, fueling that overthinking with fear. You're fueling that overthinking with anxiety. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I just read something recently, like really recently. Like, I think it was just off camera before we got here where, like, switching the what ifs to even if. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I did like that.
Like, even if this occurs, so what? You know what I mean? Instead of being like, well, what if this happens? Okay, yeah even if it does, go ahead. What then? You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, all possibilities can occur, but it's just a matter of what if kind of is asking yourself a question and an unanswered question, unknown, you know what I mean? A lot of the time,
and that's the
fear dwells.
Scariest place.
Yeah, fear dwells heavy within the unknown. So again, asking yourself the question, what if it's not followed by positive thinking, I would think if there were negative outcomes that could possibly occur, even if okay, even if those happened, then what, you know? So
Yeah.
I think that's a big one for anybody dealing with that struggle. Like, overthinking is, it just can be super detrimental to the future outcomes that are positive, you know? Like, sometimes we set ourselves up for failure when we overthink.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We
We
create
psych
we
ourselves out.
create miscommunication, we create resentment, we create, again, just things that aren't there. You know, again, we conceptualize negative outcomes, and then like now you're here avoiding conversation because you just thought they were gonna receive it poorly, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just, again, I think the biggest thing too, like you said, is just, taking that time to, like, delegating actual time for the concern. Like, take time, 5-10 minutes, make that like your little worry moment. You know what I mean?
And question yourself.
And for everybody, that looks different. Hey, listen, you got to go grab something to smoke. Some people might just go outside and get some fresh air. You know what I mean? Like,
Take
whatever.
a walk.
Take a walk. Like, whatever
Journal.
that mechanism is that allows you to just kind of sit in your own brain, whether it's meditating. Like, for me, like, I'll go roll up and I'll go burn one real quick and just woo-saw, you know what I mean? Or sometimes you'll see me, I'll just take a really, really deep breath, like to the point where like I expand my entire lungs, and I'll do that like a couple times just to kind of like really like, I guess woo-saw. It's the only other way I can think about it. You know what I mean? Like, who's far by? You know what I mean? Like, whatever it is you got to do, like, do that, because, again, like, delegating that time, really analyzing it. Don't leave yourself with unanswered questions. Like I said, changing what if to even if might be a good possible solution for people as well. But those are just some of the healthier habits that, I've explored to, again, quiet the noise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not thinking about too many things at once. That's my big problem.
It's hard to really sort through your thoughts and decision making when you have so many going on at the same time.
Yeah.
So if you give yourself that like little bit of time to just really sit and like play through them, even if you have to journal it and write all of your scenarios out, and then just reread them and be like, oh, wait a minute. Like, I don't even know why I would think that. Like, that sounds crazy. Like, that seems so far-fetched that like it probably wouldn't even happen. It helps you minimize all of your possible outcomes and the things that you're conspiring in your mind. Like, try to quiet it. It's crazy because I know for me, like, I've definitely tried to always justify it too, of like, well, I just want to be prepared. I want to know every possible outcome so I know what to expect. One of the sayings I used to always live by for like the longest time is like, pray for the best, but expect the worst. Because I was so used to everything always going wrong that, like, for me, that was just normal.
Yeah. But I in a sense, like, and I think that was something that, we grew to kind of like stop doing in our relationship, because we were like inadvertently preparing for the worst. And in a sense, like, like if I had to ask myself, okay, well, what does the worst look like? Well, me and you were going to argue. Me and you were going to fight. We might break up, right? So when I'm preparing for that, I'm like inadvertently like
manifesting it,
distancing myself, being cold, because now I'm like, well, the hurt won't hurt as bad if I'm already being distant, or you know what I mean? Like you're preparing for war. Yeah. That is not happening.
But it's also like you're manifesting that outcome.
Yeah, exactly.
When that might not even be the case. Like, you might only need to just have like communication with each other. You need to talk about it. You need to like work through it instead of just, oh, nope, this isn't going to work, because you don't know. Like, I can't tell what you're thinking, or what, you can't tell what I'm thinking. So for all you know, we're wrong in assuming.
Creating miscommunication.
Yeah,
because
like
we just are, and that's a big thing too. Like with overthinking, like it's like that wishing that the other person had the ability to read your mind shit.
Oh.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like, but we just presume that you know what I'm fucking thinking, and it becomes again, it's such
You're
a fucking
creating
shitty
scenarios.
spiral. Yeah, shitty spiraling effects, man. But yeah, dude. Again, I think to the listener who submitted their question, just looking for healthy habits, finding somebody to really communicate with. Like, I think that's one thing that we do a lot very well. And we've preached that through every episode of our podcast is just communication is key. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I am having those moments, whether it's with you, whether it's a situation between us or even with somebody else that I might be dealing with, like I've come to you and be like, yo, am I tripping right now? Like,
Yeah.
please tell me if I'm bugging. Like, this is what happened, and tell me if I'm bugging. Like, I know you're biased, of course. So it's like, you may not be the only person I go to, but like, even other people that I know aren't biased. You know what I mean? That like, I will reach out to somebody to kind of help navigate the scenario and navigate the thoughts that are going through my brain. And for some people that might be therapy. For some people, they might have people in their circle that they can do that with.
Building off last episode,
yeah,
having a village.
Yeah, like having a village, bro. It's super important in that sense. But yeah, for the person who submitted their question, just, really look for healthier habits to deal with it. You know what I mean? Again, try to transition from, overthinking to, really kind of sitting with yourself and breaking it down piece by piece. Time and place is really big too. Like I'm very big on now if I'm at work, the only thing I think about is work.
Yeah.
Once I walk through that motherfucking door, it's work mode. I go into work, I make a list of my work shit that needs to get done because my problem is when I bring outside shit into work,
I used to do that
it
a lot.
impacts my work. And then now this outside shit is becoming a detriment to my well-being, to my livelihood. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, time and place is a big one. And
that's
then,
one I picked up from you because I would do that. I would go to work and start thinking about all the things that I have going on in life or things that I need to get done or things that I have coming up. And like, I would text you about how stressed I was because I couldn't quiet the noise. Like I had so many thoughts going on at once, but I'm at work and you painted the picture so clearly for me. And it's like, you're at work. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah,
like there's nothing you can do in this moment. Like focus on what you have at work right now. And then when you get out, then start thinking about the things you have to take care of outside of work. Cause while you're there, there's nothing you could do anyway.
Yeah.
So
you're just stressing yourself out, and now you're making work seem
even
like
harder.
a fucking inconvenience. Because now you're at work and you're like, oh my god, I can't fucking be here right now. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there where I'm like, yo, oh my god, bro, I can't wait to get the fuck out of here. I just want to go the fuck. Like I've been there.
Yep.
So again, it's like, these are all the tools that I would highly recommend implementing especially when it comes to overthinking, man. It's something that. It's so mentally exhausting.
Lists are really good. Making lists,
prioritizing your thoughts. Again, thinking of them, especially when you have too much shit going on.
Yeah.
Like you're at work, so now you have work shit going on, but then you have outside shit happening. When you start to think of all these thoughts at once,
it's so overwhelming.
Yeah, it's exhausting. Like imagine trying to carry mad weight at once, or like, like it's like you're like mentally trying to do the one trip thing with the groceries, and you gotta like, bro, just chill. You're not gonna be able to get all these groceries. Like, just relax. It's okay.
One thing at a time.
Yeah.
You're only one person.
Yeah, and
not everything has to be done right away. Most of the time, it's like you have to make milestones, plan things out, make a checklist, like check things off one by one.
Mm-hmm. Give yourself like deadlines, make goals. You know what I mean? That's important to kind of. Just
give yourself some grace.
Yeah, divvy up your shit and just not, don't try to drown yourself in it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But also like maintain productivity, like be productive, be adamant on saying, this is a problem, I'm going to fix it and stick to it. Because when you let this shit pile up, like you're only doing yourself an injustice.
Yeah, try to focus on the solutions. Don't worry so much about what could go wrong, how it could go wrong, XYZ. Focus on like, okay, this is going to happen or this is coming up. And
make the plan of how it's going to go right.
This is what needs to happen.
Yeah.
Make a plan, find a solution. Like just stay focused on those kind of aspects. Even though it might be hard at first, just lean into it. Don't be scared to just lean into those ideas and those thoughts. Like try to just separate the two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And instead of like just planning for the worst, like you said, like, you know, don't prepare for that. Like, stop planning for that. Because why wouldn't you try to plan for it to go right? Like,
Yeah,
why wouldn't
plan
you
for
go
the better
like
outcome.
your plan A through Z should be all the plans of how you're gonna make your plan work. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be, okay, well, if this doesn't work out, or if, you know, like you're prepping for shit that's like hasn't happened, but you're only prepping for the bad shit. Like, in a sense, you're like, it's like bringing all this equipment to the wrong sport. You know what I mean? Like, you're showing up with all this football equipment and we're playing basketball, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, just really
Like,
pay
why-
attention to what's going
Yeah,
on.
why did you bring any of that? Well, I didn't know. You said we were gonna play a sport, and I just didn't know which sport, so I just wanted to make. But this is what we're doing. Like, why did you bring all of that? We didn't need any of that.
Ask the proper questions.
Yeah, like why did you assume? And you know what I mean? You just put yourself in a bad position.
Well, one of the things that I started doing was, instead of doing the whole, you know, plan, expecting the worst thing, like I've limited myself to, you know, plan A is the best outcome, what I want to see happen and everything like that. And then I'll do like a plan B and C, like that looks a little different than plan A, but I know that, like, okay, if plan A really doesn't go how I want it to, I know I have these other two options to go off of. And I just limit it to just that, because it's life. Like, not everything goes to plan. Not everything goes perfect, and that's okay. But you have to be okay knowing that it's not always going to go the way you wanted to.
And even if it doesn't, it's not the end of the world either.
But that's life. Like, that's how you learn. That's how you experience things and stuff. Like, that's one thing I had to really, like, learn and understand, that it is okay for things to go wrong. You're going to keep going. You're going to keep pushing, and it's going to be on to the next thing. It's not a forever thing. It's temporary, and it's a learning moment. And once you, like, learn and understand and accept that, it becomes a lot easier, because you're just like, hey, it happens. It's whatever. It no longer becomes a fear. It just becomes a part of life.
Yeah, you become comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You become comfortable with the idea of needing to pivot and transition, and
that's how you grow.
Slowly but surely, change starts to become something you embrace instead of
something you run away from.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, man, shout out to the listener who sent that question in, man, because
Sending you love.
That was a really good one. I felt really really into that one. That was cool. I felt very engaging.
Yeah, sending you love, man. You got this. I believe in you.
We appreciate you as always. And before we get into the rest of our episode, you know we gotta show some love to the sponsor. Sorry, I was looking for something really witty to say, but again, when it's this good, you don't have to say anything witty. It's OuLa-Lade, okay, guys? The best lemonade in existence. I mean, literally, I could get this at any point. I literally make the call. He's like, bro, I'll make it fresh. It's literally the most amazing lemonade I've ever drank. I mean, as I was going to pick up my order, the people... What? Smells good? You're a sniffer. Anyway... But yeah, even people were watching me and they're like, yo, what, random dude came up and was like, yo, what's up? You got the drinks in there? He's like, yeah, bro, my man's grabbing 12 right now. And I'm like, I'm walking away with 2 bagfuls. And that dude was like, yeah, let me get 2 of them real quick. Like, so it's just so dope to see how it spreads like wildfire. But
it's so good.
Yeah, man, all natural, made with love.
Yep. When life gives you lemons, give them to La Shells to make some OuLa. Because it never misses.
Wow.
Every time. My favorite is when you put it in the freezer. It becomes like a
icy.
slushy.
This one is icy, yeah.
So good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I put them in the freezer before we started shooting. Yeah, guys, OuLa-Lade. Make sure you guys go follow them on Instagram at OuLa_Lade. We'll put their name right here so you guys can follow them. And they are the only drink sponsor of In the Fields podcast, and will forever be the only drink sponsor of In the Fields podcast. We appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, man, back to our episode. Yes, sir. We are back. Like I said, guys, episode 20 of In the Fields podcast. Happy Wednesday, everybody. And yeah, man, we're going to be here every Wednesday, 7 a.m. And we did take a week off for a special occasion. And I eventually would like to grow to where we're doing maybe 2 episodes a week.
That'd be cool.
Maybe we have one on we'll create a Patreon or something. We'll have special episodes. Maybe we'll do those will be the live shoots. Maybe we've got the live streamy stuff. Maybe, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, man, episode 20, dude.
Planning that. I would like to plan our merch and everything.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I can't wait. Once the prototypes come in, we'll start rocking them on set.
I can't wait.
Hell yeah!
It's gonna be exciting.
Growth.
Yep.
You just can't overthink it,
I like what you did there.
But yeah, man, we're back. This episode again is just really, we're taking that deep dive into overthinking and just how hard it can be to kind of get out of that cycle, getting stuck in that loop of just, overanalyzing, repeating, replaying, and, conjuring these negative outcomes.
Yeah, when you allow it to happen so long, you end up spiraling, and then you really get stuck.
Yeah, and I think, the big differentiator that a lot of people can take home with them is just, transitioning from being an overthinker into being more of a reflective person. You know what I mean? Reflection and overthinking are similar because they overlap in certain aspects, but when you're reflective, you're somebody who, when you take the time to reflect on situations and scenarios, you're somebody who's looking to learn. You're somebody who's doing it with intention. You're trying to accomplish something that has that brings something to you. You know what I mean? Again, you're trying to bring service to yourself. You're trying to do justice for yourself. When you're reflective, you're looking into situations and you're trying to gain clarity, gain knowledge. And again, it's the intent. The intention is everything. You know what I mean? I always tell you, intention is 9/10 of the law. You know what I mean? Because again, intent and what the outcome you're seeking is so important when you're thinking about these situations versus overthinking. Again, like we said earlier, a lot of the time is fueled by fear, anxiety. You're asking yourself, what if, and, leaving yourself in the unknown and creating scenarios that don't exist and shit like that. So, I think that's super essential to kind of make that transition from being an overthinker to being somebody who reflects intentionally.
Yeah.
Because again, you want to gain something from it. To sit there and piss yourself off or to
worst.
upset yourself is why would you do that to yourself? You know what I mean? That makes no sense.
Over something that didn't even happen. You know what I mean? And that's why communication is such a big key factor of this too, because a lot of the time, for instance, you're around a group of friends or you're in a group chat or something and you just misread something or you pick up on signals that aren't actually there, and now you're overthinking of these people's intentions or what's actually happening around you. And because you get so clouded by all these different thoughts, you in turn can end up pushing people away, pushing people out of your life, being weird, being distant, like you said, when really if you just use your words and pull somebody aside and be like, hey, I don't want to, misread the situation. This is what happened. This is what I thought about it. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So this way you can gain a better clarity of what actually is happening, and be okay if you are wrong and somebody's no, that's not the situation. That's not the case. That's not what I meant. Let somebody stand up for themselves too. Don't automatically assume somebody's a bad person or out to do bad things to you just because your mind is on a rampage of all these possible scenarios or outcomes.
Yeah.
That's one thing I had to learn because I was so triggered by people treating me so poorly my whole life that I just assumed everybody just sucked and everybody was always out to do something wrong to me. And it took me a long time to like retrain the way that I looked at those situations and how to better handle them moving forward as I got older, because that's not half the time usually the case.
Yeah, and I think, just picking up of what you said there, like just taking that time to really give somebody the space to, speak on their own behalf instead of you creating the scenario or painting the picture however you want to paint it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Giving somebody that space and allowing them to communicate, just it grants them the opportunity to give you that clarity. You know what I mean? Instead of assuming,
Yeah.
what it is that their intentions are, or assuming like what they may or may not do. Like, in a sense, it's like you're not even giving them a fighting chance. You're not giving them a fighting chance to, like, what if they prove you wrong? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like one of those moments, like, you know what I mean? But again, even if they didn't come through or did whatever it is, you know what I mean? Even if that bad thing happens, does that mean that they're just, you were writing them off now? Like, again, it's one of those moments where, like, even if that bad thing does happen, who cares? You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's a part of growth too. Like when, like I think for me what it was like a safety net. Like if I, think this way and I prepare for this, like I'm already protected because I know what to expect.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
You're, like, already pre-hurt yourself.
Basically.
You're like, it's not going to hurt. I already hurt. I'm already hurting.
So like what does it matter? But like the thing is like what I've learned throughout time is just like people are going to be who they are, and you need to allow them the space to show you who they are. You need to give them the space to show you their true colors. You need to give them the space to fuck up and make mistakes and either apologize for them or not. Let them show you who they are because, like I've said before, people come and go. People, come into your life for many reasons. Not everybody's meant to stay, and you got to let that be okay. But if you're just so willing to just shut everybody out because you're automatically assuming the worst, then you're just going to spend a lifetime just feeling nothing but alone. And you don't want to go through life living that way either. Mm-hmm. So it's like you have to pick one or the other. Like you either want to be alone and you want to keep shoving everybody out, or you want to give people the opportunity to either show you that they're good for you or show you that they're not. And it is what it is. Like people are going to be who they are at the end of the day, regardless of how you feel or what you think.
Yeah, and I mean, it only takes so many opportunities for somebody to really show you what their true colors are and what their true intentions are. Mm-hmm. So it's like at that point, when it already gets to that point, like it's like, if it walks like a duck and sounds like a fucking duck, it's probably a duck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's not there in that aspect. There's not that much to overthink here.
Yeah, I've been going by like let somebody show you who they are the first time and believe them.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that. And
yeah,
like
I trust you to be who you are.
Yeah,
that's it.
And if you're willing to apologize and I'm willing to, accept it and move on and try again, you have like one or two more chances to really show me that that's not really who you are and that you made a mistake. But you also have to stay true to yourself. Like, do you want that opportunity to give to somebody or whatever the case is? Like, and it goes for everything too. It's not just relationships with people. It's like opportunities. Like if you have an opportunity, you have a career change that, whatever the case is, if you're going to sit and overthink it to the point where you talk yourself out of it, you're missing out on so much opportunity in life. Yeah. And it's not fair to you.
Overthinking is definitely an opportunity killer.
Yeah.
It's just like you said, you know what I mean? You literally will talk yourself out of walking through so many doors that could have been opened for yourself.
Mm-hmm. And it's sad because you only have this one life. Yeah, not every opportunity might be worth the risk, and you should always, weigh out the pros and cons, but do it in a logical way. You know what I mean? Like, see if that is something that really in your life, depending on the situation, if it's something you could go for. If it is, go for it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. On to the next thing, but at least you tried.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the biggest, just try.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And again, when you don't take those opportunities because you decided to overthink and talk yourself out of them, like, you're setting yourself up for a life of regret.
Mm-hmm.
A life of just, again, what if bullshit. And you kind of want to get out of that cycle. That's the whole idea. Like, overthinking is, it's so mentally straining and it's just mentally exhausting. And you just live with shit way longer than you have to.
Yeah, and you just end up feeling uncomfortable all the time because it becomes such a habit that you do it for everything. Everything that you come across, every person you come across, you're just overthinking everything. What?
Nothing. I just like when you talk about mental health shit because, like, I've just been with you for so long and I've just seen how much you've grown. So, just like every time that I do this with you, it's very just like heartwarming.
Yeah.
Because you've grown a lot as a person. Like, I know I have grown as well, but like your growth to me supersedes my growth. Because like I've grown more on like maybe more on like a physical aspect. I would say I took a lot more serious, like taking my physical health more serious versus like.
I mean, you've definitely grown a lot with your mental health too, with how you view situations, how you handle situations, how you talk, like the way you address problems. Like, you used to have such a short fuse, and now your fuse is way longer to where it takes a lot to really piss you off now. Like, you are more calm and things like that. So, like, but that's the thing, like, we've done this together. And that's the whole purpose, right? Like, you want to find your partner or the person that helps motivate and push you and doesn't necessarily, hold your flaws against you or make it such a, like, make or break situation. It's more of like, we need to talk about this. I'm noticing this. Why don't we see how this could, I know you don't want to keep being like this. So what do we do? Like, how do we change the way that we're, entering these conversations, the way we're handling them, the way that, we're making up, like, all of these things.
Yeah.
So
I think it was just us two just realizing that, I mean, at least for me, like, I've always known I wasn't going to fall in love with the perfect person.
Yeah.
But I knew that the person I did fall in love with was going to want to be the perfect person for me. So it was like watching you want to become a better person in our relationship. That's like, that's been like the one, you know what I mean? Always wanting to, like, you weren't a person who was like, oh, my triggers, that's just who I am. Like, and instead we used the triggers as like identifiers of places that we needed to work on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was like same for me. Like, when I did have my short fuse and I was like, instead of fucking overthinking it, I would again assess it and reflect on it. Like, like that trigger to me wasn't necessarily a flaw it wasn't a flaw. It was a realization of, yeah, that's where you suck. Like, you know what I mean? So it was kind of like we did that, like, and you were very much the same way. Like, you would always ask those questions, like, like, I want to be everything you want.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So.
But I also, like, admired you for the way that you would think, because that's one thing, like, I felt like I was more of the overthinker, where you really thought more logically and more sound and more realistic. Whereas, like, I would just spiral with a million different thoughts of a million different things screaming in my brain, and I couldn't navigate them.
Don't let her give me that much credit, y'all, because, bro, I don't overthink in the aspect of, like,
Scenarios.
I don't overthink in the aspect of, like, relationships. Like, I don't think I'm going to receive the worst from people.
Yeah.
Because I guess in a sense, like, I was never conditioned to think that I was deserving of people being shitty to me. So it actually really would surprise me. Like, I would really get offended. You've seen it. Like when somebody who I would call my friend or something, like when they do something to hurt me, I'm like, bro, I'm stuck for like 3 weeks, bro, of like just feeling like shit.
Whereas me,
Versus
I'm
like you were like, bro,
I already saw
you
this coming.
been here, done that. All y'all suck. You know what I mean? Let's just start there. I don't even like people. You know what I mean? Like you started from down here already. For me, I was very like almost in a sense like naive. So like when people would do some fuck shit, like it really would fuck me up. Like I would be like, damn, bro, like how could you do me like that? Like versus you'd be like, you know, I fucking knew it. Already called it. Already called it. It's on my bingo card, dude. I already knew it. Like I already knew it was gonna happen. Like so, yeah, it was just different. You know what I mean? In that sense of overthinking. But for me, my overthinking again, it dwelled within, a lot of the time confrontation. Confrontation is where my overthinking dwelled. Like I'd be having arguments with people in my car that aren't in the car with me. And that's me overthinking, but I'm literally like personifying it. Like instead of me just having the thoughts in my brain, I'm arguing with you. You're in my front seat. I'm driving, and I'm doing both of the voices. I'm like, well, it would make fucking sense if I fucking did it. Man, the fucking butt. Like that literally would be me. So yeah, that's where my overthinking would really come from a lot versus like yours was very like scenario creation. Like you could like you like Inception. Like you could create a whole dream world where you're like see this could happen, and then you could be at the club, shoot, boom, insert this stupid bitch. Like you could just. But
it was like that with everybody, not even just in my relationships. But like I said, I think a lot of it stemmed from like my triggers of everything that I endured and everything that everybody that was in my life put me through, because I've experienced so many different scenarios of things going wrong because of the people that were in my life, that for me, I'm like, I've been here, seen it all at this point. Like there's nothing you could do to me that hasn't already been done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in my head, I'm like, I'm already prepared for everything that could possibly happen because I've already been there. But I got so tired of living that way. Like I remember being younger, and there were so many times I would sit and cry and pray to God, like, why am I like this? Like, please make it stop. Like, I don't want to be like this anymore. And I don't understand, like, just sobbing. And it took me forever to really realize that, like, I hold the power to make those changes. Like, I don't have to be like that. Mm-hmm. That's a choice. Like, I'm choosing to constantly put myself in positions to where I have to think like that to protect myself, when really I need to change my scenery. I need to change the people I'm around. I need to change what I'm doing in my life. I need to stop being so stagnant. I have to set goals for myself. I have to change everything about my life in order to find a way to a more peaceful being. And you helped me a lot with that because you were so different than me and you did view things so differently. So I think we played a lot off of each other, like on how our healing journeys went. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm forever grateful for that.
Oh, yeah, I'm always grateful for you. I love you.
Love you.
All right, man. You want to get into question time?
I'm here. You want to go first?
Yeah, man. We spoke a lot this one, so let's keep it to 2, maybe.
2.
Cool. All right. All right, man. You guys already know what time it is. It is question time for all the new feelers who are tuned in. This is where me and my wife, we just ask some engaging questions that pertain to the topic of the episode. This way we can kind of, get some extra thoughts out, maybe some that you guys are also having. And yeah, man, we hope these questions answer some of the questions you guys might have. All right, so my first question that I have for you is, what's the silliest thing you've ever overthought that you can laugh about now?
Probably it has to do with you. When I would when I would overthink situations of when you would go out, and I would just like preemptively plan the whole night in my head. And I would ask you the most ridiculous questions, and you would look at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, no, but it totally could happen. And you're like, no, not in like a million worlds would that ever happen. And I'm like, nope, so convinced. Like, and then I would get mad at you and nothing even actually happened.
Bro, because the way that you view me, because you love me. So when you look at me, it's like with this IG filter lens where I'm like this fucking the most handsomest thing on two legs. So like you look at me like that. Like according to the internet, I'm a short king. So you know what I mean? Like you look at me like I'm the most handsomest thing on two legs.
Yes.
So the scenarios you would create, like it's almost like as if like the second I'd walk out of our front door, there'd be like women throwing rose petals at my feet or something. like that's the world you think we exist in because of how you view me. You're like, but when you get to that club, look, first of all, where do you think you're going with that haircut? Let's start there. You know what I mean? Like it became something where it was like, you know, you think that all women look at me like how you look at me. And I'm like, baby, that's not how this works. Like love adds, like you have love goggles on. So when you're looking at me, you're like, damn, look at this tall, dark, handsome motherfucker. Like you look at me like I'm this fucking, like, wow, like you've discovered me. Like you're like, oh wow, who could ever pass it? Nobody can touch
Handsome
this.
Squidward and
Yeah,
shit.
like exactly. You look at me like, you know, again, and it got to where I'm like, bro, that would never happen. You're like, no, it could. No, I'm telling you.
And it's just funny because like that never happens now. Like those are thoughts that never even pop into my brain.
Bro,
ever.
literally, bro, I've seen women eye you up before they eye me up when we go out.
I know you pointed out
I'm like, bro, this bitch is looking at you. Can I help you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, so yeah, man, it's like, again, I'm like, dude, what world were we living in at the time you were having these thoughts? It's so crazy.
I was in a very trauma-ridden world at that point.
Yeah, that was funny.
Whew. Okay, you ready? Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you think there's a difference between overthinking and being a deep thinker? Where do you draw the line?
So that's kind of like what I was saying before. Like, instead of overthinking, like, be somebody who's, like, reflective of their situations. Or you could call it a deep thinker if you want to.
Well, wouldn't you think, like, overthinking usually happens prior to an event or situation, and reflection usually happens after the fact when you reflect on what actually happened?
I mean, it depends on the situation, though. Like, I think overthinking can occur prior to or after. Like, again, like, because you might be somebody who, you know, we have a conversation, and then after the conversation, you might be like overanalyzing what you said. Like, oh, maybe I did hurt that person.
Maybe I should have said this. Maybe
they're dubbing me. Maybe that's why they're not answering. You know what I mean? Like you start assuming. You can start assuming things.
I've definitely done that.
Now, overthinking can also be preemptive. Like yes, you can be presumptuous and also presume things prior to a situation happening. You know what I mean? Like again, like you can assume somebody's intentions before even having the conversation or interaction. You know what I mean? So I think, again, a reflective state or even a deep thinker, somebody who is seeking clarity. Like, again, it's the intention. Overthinking, the intention with that is fueled by your fear, your anxiety. If you're a deep thinker or somebody who's a critical thinker or somebody who's reflective,
you're doing it with more intent.
You're doing it with the intent to gain clarity, to gain something positive out of it. You're not doing it to piss yourself off.
Yeah.
Because that's what overthinkers do. I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's literally somebody who just wants to be in a shittier state of being. You know what I mean? Like
I will say, I don't think it's like a purposely done.
No, I'm not. Again, the intent isn't to piss yourself off.
It just so happens that's what ends up happening.
But like, if you're gonna play with fire, expect to get burned. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you can't tell me. And you've experienced this firsthand, bro. When you think more negatively, you manifest that shit. You create that shit. You start to generate that.
It'll fuck up your whole mood for
you
the
will
entire
generate
day.
it. When you think it, you see it, you speak it, you write it. When you live that life, that becomes your life.
Well, and that's key. Like, your brain is so powerful. Like, if you tell yourself a lie enough times, you will 100% start believing it.
Your brain is so powerful that it cannot differentiate between something that actually happens and something that you just think.
So powerfully that
Like
happens.
something that you believe so vividly in your brain that you can imagine it. Your brain can't tell the difference between something that actually occurred and something that you just vividly believe. So again, if you think that negative shit and you manifest that negative shit, that's, to me, as an overthinker. You're not doing it with the purpose of
a positive
You're
outcome.
not doing it with the purpose of seeking peace or clarity or calmness. Because if you're just going to add more noise into your brain, the fuck are you doing?
I would have to agree, because I don't think there was ever a time that I overthought in a positive manner. Like, I never overthought all these different positive outcomes. It was always negative ones.
Exactly. So when again, even the term overthinker has a negative connotation to it because we associate it with somebody who is only trying to be predictive of negative things. Fear-induced, anxiety-induced, trauma-induced. These are the thoughts that you get when you're an overthinker.
Yeah.
Somebody who is a deep thinker, I think a critical thinker, somebody who's maybe mapping out the maze, if you will, versus like only thinking of all the dead ends. You're not you're not trying to get out. You're just worried about, what if I hit a dead end? And then you turn the fuck around and you find your way out, motherfucker. Like, what do you mean? So yeah, that to me would be the biggest difference.
I like that. All right, you got one more?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here we go. So let me see what I got for you. Okay. What's one practice or mindset shift that's helped you quiet the noise in your head when you start spiraling?
So, I mean, it hasn't happened in quite some time, like to the point where I even said to you the other day, like, yo, my brain's been mad quiet. But my one big thing that's helped me was making lists. Like, I started making lists of and separating them. Like, I took that from you, where when I'm at work, I only focus on work, because I know now that there's nothing I can do while I'm at work. And if there's something that needs to happen while I'm at work, I pivot and I might ask you, like, babe, for example, Maya needs a doctor's appointment, Tuesday at 1:20. Can you please take her? Because I just can't. Like, I can't get out of work to do so. You know what I mean? Yeah, babe, I got you. Cool. I don't even got to worry about it because I know it's taken care of. So I try to navigate things to where I could either reschedule, move around, ask for help, anything of the sort while I'm at work. But then I make lists separate than that. Like, okay, I know when I get out of work, I have this much time to get shit done. Where on my priority list am I? Like, what are things that I really need to focus on so I could get them done and get them out of the way so I can move on to the next thing? So that's kind of like the biggest thing that's helped me. And that's just situational. Like, with people, I've just chose to not view everything negative or view people as negative. I've just kind of been going with the flow and allowing people the space to be who they are. You're either going to be good to me or you're not. And I know where to draw the line now. Like, you got maybe 2 or 3 chances to do some fuck shit to me before I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Before I just believe that that's you.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that now. Like, I've spent enough time in my healing journey to where I don't need to allow every bad thing that's happened to me in my past be the staple of my future. Like, that shit happened, it sucked, that's cool, but that doesn't mean every single person's like the ones that I've dealt with. And it's not fair to anybody that I meet or anybody that's in my life currently if I'm just going to view them as the people back then, because that's not fair. You know what I mean? Like, I had to teach myself that. So it's just like a learning curve of taking the proper steps in my healing journey of navigating every situation and, to where now I just move with ease, because I would rather be at peace than stressed out. And that was a decision I had to make for myself. I had to make that choice to make that change. But it's all mind games. It's like brain power. Like, you have the opportunity and chances to make those changes. You just have to want them enough and make the proper steps into obtaining that. So that's That's what I would say that I've done.
Oh yeah, man, I like that. That's good. Again, super proud of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, babe.
Okay. So my last one for you. What's a piece of advice you would give to somebody who is trying to stop overthinking and start trusting their instincts more?
Start asking yourself if the thoughts that you're having really serve you in any positive way.
I like that.
It's really that simple. If that shit does not, again, provide you peace, calmness, clarity, or a solution, then these thoughts are not serving you. So
Not
for
worth
you
your
to
time.
manifest them or for you to pour more energy into them is a waste of your natural resources, your time, your energy. Those are the only currency that you will always forever have. So for you to spend that on shit that is not going to allow you to grow, gain clarity, gain peace, gain some sort of solution. Again, if it ain't positive and you're spending your currency on it, then you're wasting money. You know what I mean?
I like
That's
that.
like buying shit that's like buying clothes that don't fit you, or like buying, you know what I mean? Why are
Just
you
buying
buying?
shit
Just
to buy
buying shit to
shit.
buy shit. Yeah, like why are you wasting the money on that? Go get what you need.
Yeah.
Get what works for you. You know what I mean? But, you know, that'd be the best piece of advice, and keep it simple. You know what I mean? That's
I
it. If
love
this
that.
shit don't serve you, the fuck are you doing
It
thinking
ain't
about
for
it?
you.
Yeah.
I love that.
If you deserve it, the universe will serve it, baby. What the fuck were we watching where we
Jersey
heard that?
Shore.
Was that Jersey Shore? Yo. Shout out to
Mike-
the situation.
Mike is the
Said-
quote king.
Said,
got
if
quotes
you
for
deserve
days.
it, the universe will serve it, baby. That's it. So,
was good.
yeah, that was good. So, yeah,
Whew.
stick to the positives, man.
I like that.
Yeah, that was good. All right, baby. Well, you want to send them home?
Yes, so like you guys know, at the end of every episode, we like to send you guys home with a question. So on all of our socials, drop in the comments below what you would think. So what's one thing you tend to overthink, and how do you tend to break free from it? Please drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear it, because you never know when the why in your story is silent and becomes ours. So until next time, guys, keep sharing.
Keep feeling
And keep it real.
within the feels, baby.
Woo, episode 20.
Let's go.